All right. Hello, and welcome back to the Market Bullies. This is your girls, Kels, and oh, this week we have
Marsai, pronounced.
Marsai, and Marsai is part of the TBD Gen Wealth Group. Lala is not here this week. Told y'all this is real life. We be having real life things to do, and she had prior engagements. So we have Miss Marsai. So as y'all know, or before I get into it, if this is your first episode, please make sure you subscribe and you like or you dislike. If you dislike, tell us what we can do to improve. If you like, tell us what we did right.
And subscribe. And subscribe.
And subscribe,
And
okay?
share.
And share. Don't forget to tell the world about us, Craig, the whole world.
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
And so, as you all know, or may not know, how we do this is we'll go down through the weekly rundown, and then we'll dive into a couple companies. So to start it off, this week was a good week in the stock market. This week was also election week. And so let's just get into the stock market. All three major indices performed great. They finished higher. The 11 sectors all showed a weekly gain. The biggest gains were in information and healthcare. I could tell y'all that I am in some options contracts. And last week, 2 weeks ago, I was in negative. My SMH was in a negative, and this week I'm 91% up. Okay, so it was a lovely week. The unemployment numbers. So first time claims and continuing claims are trending down. So that's good news. However, the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Assistance Program saw an increase by roughly 275,000 claims. But overall, again, the continuing and first time claims for unemployment was down. So it's looking like people are going back to work. And then moving on to earnings. So I'm not sure if we ever even discussed or elaborated on earnings. Every quarter, every 3 months, companies that are publicly traded are required to report out on how they perform fiscally during the last three months, right? Every quarter. And so the companies themselves, they put out estimates that they hope to beat. And right now I'm going to tell you the companies that beat. So Clorox, they beat, and it kind of makes sense. And they are actually up 27%. The revenue was up 27% compared to the same quarter last year, which makes sense because with COVID-19, a lot of people are buying bleach. They're buying wipes. They're doing a little bit more cleaning than they were a year ago. PayPal was also up.
I said, we can't find wipes out here. Clorox wipes, a thing of the past. Like, don't know. I don't know about on the West Coast, but over here, nah.
See, I don't know. I always get mine from my mama because even if she's not looking, even if she's not looking to buy some, if she sees them, she buys them. And so she'll hit me up like, I got some Clorox if you need it. And I'm like, yeah, I do. So yeah, I don't know. She says she's able to find them in the hood. So I don't know if the hood not cleaning or whatever, or people ain't going to the hood to go shop because they scared. But that's where she's finding all the cleaning supplies. So
no, see, again, I think in the hood we've been cleaning. So it's not it's like we already have a couple.
Right. Hello. We never stockpile.
Anyway, so that's not even a thing.
That's like a funny. PayPal, they beat. I've noticed with, a lot of big businesses being closed, like I should say, for an example, a lot of wax places, a lot of nail shops are being closed. I've been going to a lot more like independent techs and estheticians, and I see that a lot of them do use PayPal. So with that being said, PayPal beat. Not saying that's why PayPal beat, but it's crazy to see, or maybe I'm just more aware of how much I use PayPal.
I think it's a combination of the both, because you also have that gig economy that has been just kind of come out of nowhere. So with that being said, not everyone that's doing gig economy are doing Uber or Ship It or, you know, Instacart and stuff like that. There's a lot of like side hustles that are, hey, I can do nails, I can create candles, I can make t-shirts, like, and how are you paying? PayPal.
Yep. A lot of small businesses, right? Utilizing PayPal. Wayfair was up. Revenue for the quarter was up 65% on a year-over-year basis. A lot more shopping happening this year. COVID-19 has kept us in the house. And I haven't been one of those people where I've been looking around like, dang, I need this, I need that, because I've thrown all my money in the stock market. So kudos to the people who have been ordering off Wayfair. Qualcomm was a big beat this week. Qualcomm is a chip maker, and they were up. And the stock, when after they reported, the stock shot up. Like it really, really shot up. And I actually have Qualcomm stock.
Same. I was a happy camper watching that.
I was a happy camper, even though I'm gonna get rid of my stock. But yeah, it shot up. So it made me happy. It made Marsai happy. It made a lot of people happy. Square. So Square was another business that beat. A lot of businesses that were open are open. I've noticed them using Square. A lot of less cash going hand in hand. You know, with the COVID-19, people don't know where your cooties been, and we don't know where they cooties been. So
cootie free zone.
You haven't heard that word in a long time, cooties?
Yeah, it's been a minute. But it's relevant. It's so relevant. Again, we were practicing that back in the day. We're not new to this.
Hello. Roku and Peloton beat. Let me break those up. So Roku beat and Peloton beat. I know you have a thing for Peloton. Do you have a bike?
I did work out this morning. I did. It is
on your Peloton bike.
It's pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome.
And did you know about Peloton before COVID?
Yeah, I did actually. Funny thing, someone asked me one day, was I a Peloton instructor? Like randomly, I was out shopping in like full on like Lulu, and I was like, no. So I went and looked into it, and I was like, this is something I can get down with.
You like, yeah, I am a Peloton.
So yeah, I started on a Peloton just before COVID. Actually, it was the beginning of February. So I had got like hooked on it, and it was just like so amazing. And then so when COVID hit, I was like, cool, because I'm used to like going to yoga and like being active and stuff anyway. So it was an easy transition, easy.
Did you buy the stock when you bought the product?
That's
no.
If I can turn back the hands of time, I would have. But you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Hindsight is 2020, right? And actually, Peloton was up. The revenue grew 232% on a year-over-year basis. So Peloton took off. So that's great. Also, I wanted to say that Qualcomm chips are in Peloton. So you see how these companies, like we said on the last episode, these companies are very much intertwined. So, you know, with Peloton selling their bikes, it helped Qualcomm sell those chips. Uber, they beat, however, their revenue was down. Not a lot of folks were being in Uber. Again, stranger danger with the cooties going around. However, the Uber Eats business was up, and that grew. The revenue grew 125% year over year. So although you wouldn't want to ride with a stranger, your food was riding with one, and
it's fine, long as it was sealed.
As long as it was sealed,
we're good.
And actually, I used to drive for Uber Eats, and then I was just like, man. So yeah, I know about the sealed food. I don't order Uber Eats. I'm not that lazy yet. Well, I shouldn't say that. I ain't that lazy yet. I'm gonna say that because I said it. But I know, but I'm cheap. See, that's my problem. I'm cheap, and
that delivery fee
that
and tipping
delivery
on top
fee.
of it.
And then you gotta wait. Again, I used to drive for Uber Eats, so I mean, I be taking orders saying I'm on my way and I don't be on the way. So I already know how y'all get down. So yeah. And for the miss, right? I want to go on to the miss before I double back. AMC movie theaters were shut down this year. Like, so
I drove
they
past an AMC today. Crickets in that parking lot. Okay.
yeah.
Crickets. So
It's probably the seats is probably going mold at this point. It probably stink in there, honestly.
Probably already did before that.
But they missed, and I don't know what they expected. Maybe they, you know, when they did their last earnings and they put out their estimates for the next quarter, this current quarter, I don't know if they thought that they were going to open back up. I don't know,
like,
but they
why
missed.
even give guidance? Like, I wouldn't even give guidance if I was the CEO. Like, nah.
Yeah. What was the point? Like, but the revenue was down 90% compared to the same quarter last year. Again, with no movies being played, and some of these theaters are not even able to be open depending on what state or county or city you're in. So really don't know what they thought. I do know, I think it's AMC who you're able to rent a theater or rent the screens. And so I don't know if they thought that was going to be a bright idea. Yeah, so yeah. Voya missed. And let me tell y'all about Voya. So I work for local government, county government, and my deferred compensation. So I pay into a pension, and I also voluntarily pay into something like a 401k. And that company is with Voya. Let me tell y'all how I thought I was going to be trading some options through Voya. I got a little something going on. And so I've transferred half of my contributions that I've been having sitting in Voya to TD Ameritrade. I wasn't hoping. I knew I was going to be trading some options. Okay. Only to find out that I was misinformed by Voya and that I can't trade options. And let me tell you, I already had my shopping cart filled in my head, and I was devastated when they told me, like, no, you can't trade options. So now I'm not saying I'm happy they missed, but they had me messed up on Thursday because I was so disappointed. And look what happened.
Listen,
can't make no money this year or this quarter.
Comes back in many forms.
Many forms. So they had me messed up, and guess what? They had themselves messed up because they did not beat their estimates. So going back up, so Toyota beats estimates, and I wanted to say them for last because it was been some shade being thrown by the president of Toyota, and he threw it at Tesla. And major. And I'm from California, okay? San Francisco Bay Area. Tesla is right down the street. So, you know, I got a special connection with Tesla. And a lot of these big companies, Facebook, Google, is Google down here? I think Google's down here. Yeah, Google, Twitter, all these companies. Anyways, Mr. Toyota, well, his name is Toyota, threw some shade at Tesla, like I said. Let me quote. He said that Tesla's valuation and market cap did not reflect a real world business. I quote, "I am hesitant to say this. Tesla's business, if you want to use the analogy, is like that of a kitchen and a chef. They have not created a real business in the real world yet. They are trying to trade recipes. The chef is saying, saying, our recipe is good, is going to become the standard of the world in the future. At Toyota, we have a real kitchen and a real chef too, and we are creating the dishes already." Okay. I ain't gonna spend too much on this because I know my mentor, Mr. Mark Monroe. I am Mark Monroe on Instagram, the Come Up series on YouTube. He kind of dived in this today, earlier today, so I won't spend too much time on it. But Toyota has been around for a very long time. Yes, we do know this. It's a very well-known brand, and their cars are super reliable. Actually, my grandmother had a 1986, 87 Camry that she drove until she bought her 2007 Camry off the lot. Okay, so yeah, Toyotas, yeah, they're up there. However, what we not gonna do is throw shade at Tesla, okay?
Right.
Because Toyota sells millions of cars, right? And they made $12.5 billion, right? Selling millions of cars. Now that's great. However, Tesla, who has not sold 500,000 cars, made 8.5 billion.
With a B.
B. They sold less, a lot less of cars in Toyota. However, they made just a little bit, like they made a lot. Like, so I mean, you can't throw shade. You, first of all, why are you even worried about the competitor if you're so confident on what y'all got to offer?
Right.
Why?
Find your own product. Stay in your own lane. You're not in a Tesla lane. Nobody is.
You had the resources to do it. You've been in the game for a very, very, very long time. So
exactly.
If you wanted to, you could have, but you didn't. And now you're throwing shade.
And word on the street is that they had shares in Tesla back in the day.
Oh. So now y'all want to be a hater. Hate for what? Oh, and earlier this week, so I thought the Priuses were fully electric.
Nope.
They not even fully electric. I was so molded. I was like, oh, oops, my bad. So yeah.
I listened to Priuses when I was buying a new car in 2018, and I was like, wait, what? No, I'm not doing that. I'll just wait. I'll just save up for a Tesla because Yeah,
now you got to save less because Tesla about to release a car that we can afford.
Exactly. And I'm a shareholder. Slight flex. So,
and I am too. I'm hoping to buy, since I can't trade options with this retirement money that I've already been paid into. I'm going to buy some shares, and Tesla is definitely going to be one of them. But I did buy some Apple with this option money that I thought I was going to be trading options with. I bought some Apple, and I think you got a little bit to say about Apple now, don't you?
A little bit to say about Apple, just a wee bit,
Okay, we gonna see.
I'll give you guys a little bit of my kind of like background, my bio, as to who I am and why I'm even on this platform. So I am a Detroit native. I have called a couple different cities, states home outside of that. But as of recent, last year I moved back home. My background is in consumer discretionary and fintech, which fintech is kind of weird because it kind of falls in the finance, but it also falls in the technology sector as well. So I just say fintech. But I took a FMLA leave to come home to help my family take care of my aunt that's battling cancer right now. So it's been interesting to say the least. So with that being said, I kind of got into investing back in 2014. Being a little busy bee, a coworker of mine was looking up some investment stocks on his phone. And so I was like, what you doing? What you doing over there? You should teach me, because I'm interested, but I didn't have like an outlet or, anyone or a mentor to kind of guide me in the area of this is where you get started. So thanks to him, he's helped me sign up for a brokerage and kind of got my feet, wet in the stock market game. And, the rest is history. So 2020 coming into it, I had already had on my brain, I want to get a little bit better knowledge of investing strategies. So when COVID hit, it really kind of, how you make all those New Year's resolutions, you're like, I'm
right. I'm gonna lose weight every year. Every year I'm gonna lose weight. Actually, every week I'm starting a new diet because I done messed up on Monday.
Listen, you eat good out there. You're in the Bay Area. Y'all eat good.
Man, I eat tacos every other day and burritos. I
had the best seafood tacos in San Francisco. The best.
Seafood. So was it salmon or was it crab?
It was crab.
Come on now. You know what the dungeon is.
It was crap. And I was mind blown. I was like, what was I doing? How was I living? What? So 2020, that was part of my New Year's resolution. Of course, forgot about it going into it. And then COVID hit, and I stumbled upon some great financial information from people that look like me and that spoke the same language and were able to like break it down where I could really understand it. Because before, I'm not gonna lie, 14 to now, struggling, investing, but struggling. As what I know now, I was buying not all trash companies. Some of them were good companies, but I wasn't investing enough in there. I wasn't doing enough. I didn't know enough about their balance sheets. I was just kind of going off of, I shop at Target. Let me buy Target. To Nike. Let me buy Nike.
Why you didn't buy Walmart? You don't shop there? What's wrong with Walmart?
There's nothing wrong with Walmart. I am a Target shopper.
Okay, Target. Me too. I don't like Walmart.
I did go there today, twice.
Twice? To Target?
They didn't have what I wanted at the first one, so then I just went to the other. I was like, it's fine. It's a nice day. I'll just drive to the other from the other direction. It's fine. So being in COVID, being in quarantine, and having all of this financial information literally like at my fingertips, I was like truly nerding out because I met a group of people, Kels and my TBD fam, that we just formed a bond, and all we did every day was research companies and talk stocks and just, become a family. So that's my journey. That's kind of how I got here. That's who I am. I do really love Apple. I am kind of biased to Apple, but it's fine. So that's what I'm here to talk about.
We here on Market Bullies, we all love Apple. We ain't gonna have no Android user. No, I'm just kidding. But I know Lala is team Apple. I'm team Apple.
She is. I am known for FaceTiming my folks at random. That's me person. It's fine. Just go with it. So this week upcoming, there's a surprise drop of an episode of one of my favorite shows of what I like to call Tim and Friends, but you guys know it as an Apple announcement. It's fine. What they're calling it this week is One More Thing. So this upcoming Tuesday, we get a third Apple announcement of the fall. Like, how is this even possible? Like, what? Did I die?
No, they just made an announcement last week.
We had an official one, in October. So we had one in September, one in October, and now one in November, my birth month. I was like, this is great.
This is for you.
I need it. Thank you, Tim. So this Tuesday, I'll be waiting with bated breath and some popcorn, hoping that we get more information on the new MacBook Pro. As you all know, Apple and Intel, their relationship went kind of sour. So Apple has been producing their own, their Apple Silicon processor. So that is what's in the new iPhone 12s. It's a condensed version, but it's running on the new processor. And thus far, I haven't gotten mine yet, but I played around with my best friends the other day, and I was like, love, I can't wait to get mine. So it's pretty good. It's killer. So me being a Apple user and being a Mac Pro fanatic, I'm waiting to hear how the processor's running, all the new encryption that's going to be on it. It's going to have a nice and smooth transition for all of my editing, video folks out there. I don't do any of that personally. I play around with it, but I wouldn't call myself an editor because nah. But I can't wait to dabble into it and get a little bit more into how it's going to run versus the Intel processor. So this week, we're also hoping, really hoping to hear a few teasers. So I'm going to kind of call this part, you didn't hear it from me, but they may talk about the new, what they're calling, they're calling the AirPod Studio. So a newer version of headphones, kind of doing away from their relationship with Beats, So there's going to be 2 versions of, supposedly, again, you didn't hear from me.
I like that. You didn't hear it from me.
But 2 versions. So there's a luxury version that will showcase more of like the leather, more, you know, more luxe, more designer type of deal. And then the second option will be more of the sport. So that's the option that you can go to the gym with, you can sport with, you can run with, all the good things. But the technology that's built into the supposed technology that's built into these headphones are the ability to know when it's on your actual ears, when you set it down, when it's near your phone, like just the seamless connectivity that it'll think for you. So taking your AirPod Pros to the next level. So excited to hear if maybe they'll talk about that. Another thing is the Air Tags. Now, I'm not sure, Kels, if you're familiar with these little like tracking devices that you can put on your like your keys or put one. Yeah. So there's a company that is well known for that technology. I don't know if they have a patent, but you know, that's that company. But Apple might be coming out with their own version of that, which would integrate with your iPhone. It'll integrate with your MacBook and also your Big Mac too. So
you'll be able to put that on like keys.
Yeah. So like keys, your wallet, you know, it knowing Apple and like how they typically design things, that other company, theirs is a bit more square. And so Apple would be more round.
Of like an Apple. If they're Apple, if they're the Apple logo, that'd be so dope.
Possibly. The designs that I've seen, but you didn't hear from me, are a little bit more like quarter size and like shapes like that. Seamless white, you know, that clean, white, crisp design that they're known for, something like that. So I'm excited to see if, you know, they even talk about it or hint to it. But it has been featured in, again, you didn't hear from me, but it has been featured in past promo announcement videos in Apple. If you paid attention, there's always little breadcrumbs that Tim and friends like to leave us, you know, us Mac folks. So there's that.
This is a real Apple investor, y'all. This is, we have our own Apple investor specialist right here, okay? Because this is on it.
So I'm gonna sip
Go
water.
ahead, sip your water. Somebody hire her. Get her on a team.
So I don't know if you use Apple TV at all, Kels. I do. And one of my biggest gripes about it is the remote size. It's tiny, it's slender. They did update it from the original silver one. Now it's black, sleek, whatever. But again, it's still small. And that thing, you can lose it in between cushions, pillows, all the things.
Okay, wait, before you go, man. So I don't have an Apple TV, but I do have an Apple remote. I don't know why I have the Apple remote. I think my ex, I think he might have had an Apple TV. We never used it if he did, but I don't have it no more, but I do have the remote. So
So
and it is small. It's very small.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So again, you didn't hear from me, but there may be a technology upgrade to the remote that would allow it to then be tracked on underneath your found my applications. So you know how you're like track my iPhone when you're like looking for that app that's in there? It's there.
But why can you use your iPhone as the remote?
I know Roku you can. I've never thought to do that. I think you probably can. I'm not sure. You gotta
be able to do that because
I feel like you should.
Yeah.
I really feel like you should. I really feel like
you might have to put one of those air tags on the Apple remote. Oh, well, you don't have to, because then you'll be able to find my remote.
Exactly. If this feature is a thing, and it may come with Siri. So that's the end of my, you didn't hear from me, but just some things I see on the internet, the interwebs. That's okay. I'm excited.
Long term though, like where do you see Apple going? Because I mean, Apple has come so far, and When I was a young lad back in the day, no, when I was in elementary school, and again, I am here in the Bay Area. When I was in fourth grade, they gave us those big old
There you go.
Apple Mac computers, and I had a turquoise one when they used to be colorful.
I remember that. Cute.
And they gave us those to take home to keep until we graduated. And I remember they gave us computer classes too. So like I literally grew up on Apple. And then after the Macs came the iPad pods. And I was the iPod queen. I was illegally downloading all the music, putting all the viruses on the computer, slowing down all types of stuff. Me and LimeWire were like this, okay? And then from the iPod, we had the Shuffle, then we had the iPhone. Now we have Apple Music, we have Apple Watches, iPads. Like we have everything, like everything. But like, what else could Apple do? Like, where else can we go with Apple?
I think they're going to focus more on the technology side of things. And I've heard other people say that Apple is probably going to focus more on like healthcare, which I think would be a crazy smart thing for them to do, because as we get older, like we're the millennials and we grew up, like you said, generationally using their products. So it only makes sense for, you know, them to kind of follow us and how we're progressing along, like with all the new features on the Apple Watch. You know, it's like those getting all that data, all that does is help to build your healthcare profile. So when you go to the doctor for whatever reason, you won't need to fill out a questionnaire that's like 50 questions long. They already have all that information. And so, you know, there's a lot of money in healthcare. There's a lot of money in technology. So it's like, why would you not bridge the two? That's just, you know, just my opinion. It's like, you have to find your niche and kind of like start carving that out early with like breadcrumbs, but not overwhelm your consumers with just completely switching things over. But, you know, it could be a thing.
Yeah, it could be. And I know there's a lot of Apple haters out there, you little Androids, but your phone can't do what mine can. Okay. You got to rely on somebody else to make y'all software. Apple makes its own software. Okay. It makes its products. It makes the chips that the software uses, or, you know, has recently begun to make their chips. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I know I've been more physical because of this Apple Watch. So my mom got me this Apple Watch as a gift. And I probably was not going to buy myself this Apple Watch, but she bought it for me. And I was very surprised. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just be able to text on my watch now, or, you know, text on the watch. But it has these reminders that tell me that I'm sitting, that I need to stand up, that I'm, you know, need to exercise, and that I need to, what's the third goal? I know, you know, exercise, stand, and move. And so I am always trying to fill or close these goals. And it's just made me more aware. And with that, like it's, I think it'll be a natural play for them to go into healthcare if they do so.
They are steadily collecting all the data, and as we know, data is king. Data is money.
Data is king. And I know I recently noticed that, so I do have AirPods, and I noticed that when I'm listening to music, it'll tell me that my music is too loud, like that is damaging my ears. So I might be, I hope they got me some Apple ears pretty soon, because I still be playing the heck out of my music. But it's things like that. Like you said, they're slowly making their way into the healthcare market, if that's where they're going. They're definitely set up that way to go into it. But yeah, so big themes from Tim and Friends, you say?
Tim and Friends.
So we'll see. You said the announcement. When is it?
Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. So we'll see. I know there's been talks, speculation about Apple Watch or Apple glasses.
I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole because it's a whole thing. But yeah, I'm geeked.
We'll see. We'll see if we don't know next week or whenever. I'm pretty sure that they will be going into that area too eventually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Yes.
So I've been trying to have people submit some questions to us. I had one question. My aunt asked, how much should you start off with investing? You can start off with whatever. Start, right? Before you start though, research. Yes. Right? You can research while you're gathering your coins together, and research what you want to invest in and why you want to invest in. Learn about the company, like Marsai does with Apple. Like she damn near know the insides and outs of Apple. She probably can give you the org chart. Who at the top of the food chain?
I mean. As I was asked that question as well this week from a long-term friend of mine that knows, what I'm doing, and because I like to nerd out, and I'm trying to not just teach everybody that I know, because not everyone is going to grasp this information the same like I did. They're not going to take the fish to water, because investing has been looked at as something that we don't do. So when she asked me that question, I was like, yes. My first answer to her is the same thing that you said, Kels, is do your research. But asterisk, while you're doing your research, I strongly recommend that you start putting money into that brokerage account, like a savings account. So when you're ready, you're not waiting for your funds to settle. You're waiting for, that, oh man, how much is this company? Okay, I'm only going to put that much in. Like, you kind of take that money guessing part of it out of the way, because the money's already there. And the more you continue to contribute over to it, the more money you'll have, because you're not thinking of, oh, I want to buy this company. So you're kind of limiting yourself to it's $200, let's say. So I'm only going to transfer $200, where if it's taking you a couple of weeks to maybe research that company and you've been throwing money over and you look up, you got $500. You didn't limit yourself. You just continue to contribute while you're learning.
That's a great idea. And again, do your research, because what I know now, if I would have known what I know now when I first started, first of all, I probably wouldn't have a Robinhood account, and I probably wouldn't have half these companies that I do have. Okay, I keep telling y'all, I think I told y'all before, I have BP, which is an oil company. The oil industry is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And my silly self bought 17 shares of BP. And I am down, I'm gonna be honest, I am down $200, okay? And I don't know what the future is going to look like, but I'm going to hold on to it, because shit, it can't get any worse than this.
I would not leave you hanging out there to dry by yourself. I invested in some crazy companies early on as well. I've been holding on to Ford, and I know everyone's excited about Ford now because they're making these announcements about them getting into the EV sector. And I'm like, but I'm still down. Again, I'm just going to hold it. And I know that I can sell it because I'm way beyond my capital gains tax, date. I know, because I've had it since 2015. But you know what? I only lose if I sell. So I'm just going to hold it. Just going to.
But again, do your research, because it's not just BP that I have. I think I've shared with y'all that I have Gilead, which is a pharmaceutical company. I bought it when it ran up back in, back in April, when it ran up to $84, because they were supposed to be making this cocktail drug that'll, not a vaccine, but it's supposed to help you, with your treatment, your COVID-19 treatment. So I bought it at the high. It ain't reached that number since. Even with the news that they received FDA approval, I'm still down. Luckily, I only bought one share though, so I didn't go all in. but definitely do y'all research, because y'all look at this, y'all. Look at that. Like that's red. That's red. And the green one that is green is still red. It made money that day on Friday, but I'm still in the negative. Now, not all these reds
Don't
are
you hate
negative
that?
overall.
Don't you
I'm
hate
not in
that
the
when it's
red.
like green for everybody else, but you like, when you look at yours, you're like, but I'm still red though.
I'm overall, I'm not red and I'm not down. So some of these are red because they were red for Friday, not necessarily because I'm in a negative. But do y'all research, because again, research is free. Do your research for free, and like Marsai said, put that capital to the side as your researcher, so that when you are, you have your research together and you feel confident to make a purchase, then or to invest, then it's already there. The money is already there. Don't just be out here willy nilly.
And the way that this stock market is so unpredictable. It's so volatile. Like, you just don't know when it's going to be a red day or it's going to be a green day. It's like, we can predict all we want, but none of us have a ball. And unless you have that capital there ready to deploy at the moment that stock hits your buy-in price, waiting for, that money to transfer over, or for them to like front you the money, that's not cool.
It's not. You do not want to miss out on a buying opportunity because your money, even though you transferred it over, it ain't there yet. It takes time. It ain't like that. It don't happen like that. So, I mean, then you got to get your bank verified to your brokerage account. So,
exactly.
Set yourself up right. Open up your brokerage account. Do your research. Put money aside. You don't even have to buy a whole share. Like say you're ready to deploy your funds and jump into Apple. You don't, depending on who you do or who you have your brokerage account with, you don't need to. What is Apple trading at on Friday? You don't need to have $118, right? You can buy pieces of Apple.
Fractional shares. Yeah.
So
fractional shares.
There's no, you just need $1. Okay. Make sure you got at least $1. It ain't no minimum money that you need to start investing. Really, it starts with the research. So do your research first. Then, as you're doing your research, put the money to the side and go shopping. Go shopping.
Say deploy. Put the soldiers to work.
So, I hope that going forward we have more questions. I know there was a question. Someone wanted us to show them how to actually execute to buy an option contract. Maybe I'll do that next time. We didn't really want to, go into the options really in depth with the options because it's still early on in this market bullies journey, and I don't want people to feel overwhelmed. Some people don't even know what options are. Maybe we'll discuss it, but it's a whole new ball game, y'all. Know that the stock market is not just about buying shares and holding them in the long term. Like there are long-term investors, there's day traders, there's swing traders. I think those two are different. You can buy options or contracts, I should say. It's a lot of ways people make money in the stock market, and I'm just like mind blown that we didn't know this, right? Prior. Well, I didn't know. Well, no, I didn't know about options. It's crazy because 4 years ago, I think it was 4 years ago, I bought this book called The Intelligent Investor.
Wow.
Yes, I bought it.
That's amazing.
I read probably a chapter.
Still.
That's it. And that's it. That's it. That's all. And I don't know what the book is. And I was really hella eager to get into the stock market, but the concept was I didn't have no one to talk about, like you mentioned earlier. I didn't have no one to talk to me about it, and it was over my head. It was I was not there yet. But come to find out 4 years later, like that's one of the best investing books. The
seed was planted, and you planted.
The seed was planted.
Sometimes it takes a little time for it to sprout, but you planted the seed and you watered it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I forgot what I was going on. I think I was gonna say, oh, it's a lot of ways to make money. So
Yes.
one, familiarize yourself with the stock market. Like do your Google searches. You can go back and look at our videos.
Hmm.
You can go back and look for some pretty dope people on social media. A lot of people are giving the game away for free.
Yeah.
You can Google, you can YouTube. There's really no excuse as to why you can't educate yourself on the stock market. And then select the company. How do you select the company? Well, what do you use? What products do you buy every day? Right? Where do you shop? Um, Shop at Target. Learn more about Target.
Yep.
Amazon.
Create a list, create a watch list of where you shop, where you're spending your money, and that's what you start with.
Hmm.
That was the kind of the best advice that I got in coming into 2020 and me really wanting to study different investing styles. And I found out that it wasn't just investing styles, there were trading styles. And I was like, oh, okay, I can get down with that. But it's starting with those core companies, and you can decide if that's something you want to invest in because you know the ins and outs of that company now.
Yeah.
Thing that's hidden. All of their financials are all there free right in this beautiful iPhone right there. You can tap into it. And like Kel said, it's a lot of free game right now on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. There's a lot of amazing content on this channel. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And you're in your journey. You're on your way.
All right, y'all. You on your journey, you on your way. I like that. But that is it. That's all we have for y'all this week. Again, please watch this video, like it, dislike it, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you liked about the video, what you didn't like about the video, and what you hope to see in the future from the Market Bullies and the TBD Gen Wealth family. With that being said, peace out. I will throw up the peace sign, but my nails is broken. So peace out, y'all.
Bye. Thanks for having me, Kels. A lot of
Thank you for coming.